we're going to work bow to stern, and then once I'm on, you guys then can come and join me, okay? So the first method I'm going to use is using this line that's coming off the console, okay? I'm going to work hands under behind, with my legs, plug into here, okay? I can try and muscle up, okay? So using the oar with my feet at a 45-degree angle, get a bit of momentum, and I want to be trying to reach that fuel line bag or something that I can grab hold of, okay? So up onto here, with my legs, I've got that line, and then I can pull myself on, okay? You can also use this as a step, okay? So 1 foot in, still using the oar, my feet are free, stand up nice and tall, and then I can swing my legs backwards, okay? Yeah. And then finally, if you want to make your way around to the stern,
oh, you did swim backwards.
Alright then. So probably the most standard way of getting on board, there's lots of points of contact, so I can grab this handle here, I can then get my feet onto the cavitation plate or my knees and work my way up onto the transom, so using the engine as a step. Hands on the breather here if I need to. Just importantly, in an operational boat, try not to grab the gear lever. And bearing in mind this may also be slippery, okay? So use one of those 4 ways and then come and join me on board. Grab the fuel line bag now. Go on, you're there. Go on. Go on, stand up. Go on, keep going, that's it. Go on.
Go on, nearly there.
That's it, go on.
That's it.
Yeah, you got it, go on, that's it. Now pull yourself up. Well done, fantastic. Spot on. Alright. We're not marking you out of 10 for how gracefully you get back onto a lifeboat, okay, alright? Just going to remember it. So you want to make sure this is roughly midships. Too much line, and what will happen is when you start to pull, you'll just fall off the sponson. Okay, all right. And then when you're happy, how many turns am I putting on this line? Minimum of 4. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll give that to you. All right. What you're going to do, just to demonstrate, you're going to stand up as a team onto the sponson, okay, and then you're going to straight up, you're going to start to lean back, okay. So 3 key safety points at this point are your visors need to be down, you need to keep your legs and your arms straight, and I always say knuckles to knees. It's human reaction, isn't it, that something's coming towards you and you put your hands up. 1, you don't want to let go of this line because this is how you're attached to the boat. And secondly, I've seen this hundreds of times and trust me, it will not hit you in the face. Okay? Alright? Do you have any questions around what we're doing?
So just the whole way from standing up to when in the water to keep it down at your knees?
Yes, so yeah, you're there and just start to pull, lean back, arms straight, legs straight. And
did you say have your legs completely straight?
Try and keep, well,
yeah.
with a bit of a bend.
Yeah, not
don't
locked.
Don't
yeah.
go like hypertension and go the other way. So yeah, not locked down. All right, okay. And then yes, come over.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the raise to go on. There we go. So yeah, Alex, you want to go into the water and just sort of muscle over here?
Yeah.
soon as they got it over, we're going. That's it, well done guys. So start to lean back. Lean back, well done, hands down. Excellent. You guys good? Yeah, excellent. Just pop your visors up for me so they don't steam up. And if you can, untangle the capsize line for me and just leave it in the water. Good. Yeah, cool. Alright, so we're on a training exercise and our vessel is capsized and we've all been thrown from it. Our first action is to get back to the vessel and hold on to something, okay?
Yep.
I appreciate that depends on weather conditions, dependent on what side you're approaching the vessel from. Okay?
His light's going off, is that okay?
That's fine, yeah. It'll just be where the sensors hit some water. It's not his heart rate.
That's your heartbeat.
Alright, so let's get back to the vessel and grab hold of something. Alright. So once we're back there, we can then do a bit of a welfare check. So yeah, everybody here, 1, 2, 3, 4, fantastic. What we would then do is set the boat up to rewrite. So find the painter line, get back on board and rewrite the boat, okay? There's 2 reasons that would stop us from doing that. The first would be, you've made it back to the boat, but one of your crew members is missing. You might shout out first of all, Alex, you there? Alex, where are you? If we can't hear from him, or maybe he's tapping the inside of the boat, one of us would go in to the air pocket and free him up.
Okay.
He might have got trapped during the capsize. Okay, so that's one reason. The second would be, as an example, we capsize. Alex and Chris aren't here. Yourself, Harriet, is injured, and solely you can't rewrite the boat. So you would go in underneath to get some further aids to help or aid your rescue. So I appreciate you've set up your PLB and you've got your flare, but underneath there, what equipment could we grab? Handheld radio, yeah. Anything else? Yeah, distress flares, okay. So what we're going to do now is go in underneath the boat just to experience what that's like. And the best place to do that is the lifeboat sign is here. It means that you're not going to headbutt the engine or the console, okay? So I'm going to grab with this hand, I want that line that's attaching the fuel line bag. And what you're going to do is push your feet down and pass the sponson over your head, okay? Once I'm inside, I'm going to give 2 taps on the sponson and then the next person's going to come in. We're going to have a chat and then I'm going to send you out the other side.
Okay.
Tap on the sponson again and the next person, okay? So only one person could be under here at a time with me. Have you got any questions?
Is the visor down for that?
Yeah, mainly to stop it popping off. But as soon as you're under, feel free to pop it back up again. Okay? Happy?
Happy. Cool.
So just remember next time, just come in a little bit further forward, all right? And really push down and pull yourself across, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Got you.
All right, so...
Yeah, I was trying to do it too slowly there, I think.
Yeah,
This is my first time.
Yeah, you've got to be a bit forceful with doing it,
yeah.
all right? So, it's quite a big air pocket.
Yeah, this is quite big, isn't it?
Relatively, maybe it'll say over here, but you can't see rescue. Pop your visor up if you want. You can't see rescue, you can't see what you're washing up to.
Yeah.
It'd be quite obvious if your crew member was trapped, so it's just a case of freeing them up and getting them out, okay? In terms of our further aids to location, if you know, can you show me where you're going to get your flares from?
Yes, from the pod.
Yeah, show me where.
From the drawer.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
So you grab them from there.
Yeah.
And how about your handheld VHF?
That's on the side, which is normally on starboard, so sorry, actually it's in there. No.
So that would be your through line.
Oh, sorry, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's funny, isn't it, the other way around?
Exactly,
yeah.
And it shows you think, you know, you've done this in a controlled environment,
Yeah.
what it would be like in real
Yeah.
life. I would grab the throw line, for instance. I would grab any equipment I could, because I don't want to spend a lot of time under here. All right, there'd be fuel, there'd be vapours, things like that. If I can ask you to exit on this side,
okay.
and then tap on the Thompson once you're out.
Right.
So yeah, be a bit more forceful, push your feet down and pull yourself across.
That was much better the second time. Actually much easier that way around, isn't it?
I think it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I find my knees come on easier. So that all four of us, so that's about there, Alex, yeah, right on that shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay, nice and close together.
Yeah.
Okay, grab hold of this line for me. And then this is our tail end. So is everybody happy that they're able to get 2 hands on this line? Yeah. And then how many turns are you going to put on this line?
4.
Minimum of 4. So go for it, Harriet.
Eyes are down.
Yeah. What we're going to do with my arms and legs.
Straight.
Straight, and with your hands.
Down towards you.
Yeah, not let go of the line, and then put your knuckles to your knees. Alright, okay? Let me get off, you go for it.
Are you happy? Yeah.
Yeah.
So first person back on board, what is their initial action before helping the others? Sea anchor. Alright, so first person back on board, locate the sea anchor, and then that goes out. That is going to keep our head to the sea, okay, make it as comfortable for everybody else, but it's also potentially going to prevent further capsize, okay? Then yeah, you're helping your buddies back on board, okay? Everyone quick, yeah, I'm okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, sort of thumbs up, yeah. And then I want to think about sending out a mayday. Even if everybody says they're okay, if we've capsized once, potentially we can capsize again. I just want somebody to know where we are, okay? So set this up, but for whatever reason my comms aren't working, what would I then attempt to set up? Handheld, yeah, but we also carry an emergency
portable aerial.
To set up. So this is located in this locker here, hopefully if there's one in there. Yay! Alright, so we'd set that up, okay. Underneath this side here, there is an actual, like a bayonet fitting and a box that says emergency aerial, and there's a load of line in here. So what we would do, we plug it in here, we're going to run it the whole length of the boat, okay, and it fits into that back bracket there. In that position, we're going to get very good signal. No? Okay. So the likelihood is that if we were 4 up and we had the option to do so, I'd be getting somebody to hold it. Or, in our oar, the end of the oar is thinner and it fits in the bottom of that area. Okay, so you could stick it on there and get that as high as possible. Okay, so this bit here, this actually fits. If you take all the wire out, you can fit that on there, and then you can use the oar and get it as high as possible. So considerations before I start my engine is that I want to gather in my painter line, because that line. Get that in, please.
Do you mind loosening it up at that end and then passing it along? Yeah.
Alright, and then Alex, if you're happy, if you can just re-stow it into that forward locker for me.
Yeah.
So backfill it from this end.
Got you. Come in there.
Sort of do it justice, but if it was really rough, you'd always want to collect this line when the vessel is on the downward trajectory. So if it was on the up, what would happen is the line would become under tension. So as it goes up, as it comes down, you would pull the line in, and then it might be that you just have to hold while we go up again, and then on the down it's going to release tension and you're going to collect it in.
So that'll save you energy and effort. And
yeah, exactly, and any sort of entrapment with your fingers, things like that. So one of the 4, pull that, and it's going to empty the sea anchor full of water. And then to re-stow, I appreciate if you wanted to get after a capsize on your way, you perhaps wouldn't be laying it out, but just to show you, knots at the top, fold each shoulder in, okay, fold it in again and again. So basically you can get it to a point where you can roll it down from the top. 1 wrap round, and then you can back feed that line back into the locker. Okay. Cool. Any questions around what we've just done? No, so we're going to set back up to capsize the boat again. Once we're in the water and the other group are in the water, we're then going to turn the lights off and we're going to go through that in the dark.
stand on the Swanson.
Yeah.
Get the line.
And then once the engine's restarted, what am I going to collect back in? Sea anchor. So yeah, between 2 of you, we're going to collect that sea anchor back in and re-stow the painter line.